the Supreme Court of the Philippines, here's the latest.
On Thursday, the Supreme Court introduced the eCourt PH portal, which allows lawyers to file cases before the SC, accept administrative and bar matters, upload pleadings, and track the progress of their cases anytime and anywhere. The court also announced that beginning July 1, 2025 until September 30, 2025, it will begin transitioning to electronic filing or eFiling for certain petitions and motions through the eCourt PH app, which is available on the Philippine Judiciary Platform or PJP, a unified online portal for court services, accessible at portal.judiciary.gov.ph. During this period, filing through the online portal will be in addition to paper-based filing under the rules of court. By October 1, 2025, e-filing in service through the PJP will be mandatory for covered pleadings filed by lawyers. This is pursuant to AM number 25-05-16-SC or the guidelines on the transition to electronic filing in the Supreme Court in preparation for mandatory e-filing starting October 1, 2025. More information on eCourt PH may be found at sc.judiciary.gov.ph/ecourt-ph. The Supreme Court has convicted a 68-year-old foreigner of rape and qualified trafficking for sexually exploiting a minor, holding that inviting and meeting with a minor for purposes of sexual exploitation is qualified trafficking in persons. It also differentiated rape from sexual abuse. The court en banc, through the Ponencia of Associate Justice Antonio Co. Jr., found that the foreigner forced the victim to go to his apartment to engage in sexual acts in exchange for money and under threat of uploading her nude photos online if she refused. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison for rape and life imprisonment for qualified trafficking in persons. The SC has also ruled that the 2-year period to claim a refund for erroneously paid value-added tax or VAT begins from the date the taxpayer actually paid the VAT to the Bureau of Internal Revenue, not from the date the taxpayer's suppliers remitted it. In a decision written by Associate Justice Ramon Paul Hernando, the SC's First Division modified the Court of Tax Appeals en banc's ruling and found that Melco Resorts Leisure PHP Corporation had timely filed its administrative and judicial VAT refund claims. The SC agreed with the CTA that Melco was not the taxpayer required by law to pay VAT and that the 2-year period should therefore be counted from the time Melco's suppliers filed their VAT returns and paid the tax. Melco's refund claim, the SC held, was filed on time, counting the 2-year period from the date Melco actually paid the VAT to the BIR, not from when its suppliers remitted the tax. However, the court denied the VAT refund claim as the payment was neither erroneous nor illegal. On Monday, June 16, former court administrator Raul Villanueva attended the court's flag-raising ceremony for the first time as an SC Associate Justice at the SC Courtyard. In his message to court officials and personnel, he expressed fealty to the rule of law and his commitment to observe impartiality and independence. He also intends to translate his ponencias into Filipino to emphasize key rulings and doctrines. He likewise expressed gratitude to his colleagues at the Office of the Court Administrator, where he served for 15 years. On Wednesday, representatives from the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar conducted a study visit to the Supreme Court in Manila, hoping to gain a comprehensive understanding of the establishment, structure, and operational mechanisms of the Justice Sector Coordinating Council, or JSCC. The JSCC is a collaborative mechanism for coordination and cooperation between the Supreme Court, the Department of Justice, and the Department of the Interior and Local Government. The JSCC has so far established 16 justice zones all over the country, dubbed Local Pockets of Efficiency. Supreme Court Associate Justice Raul Villanueva and justices from the Court of Appeals and the Sandigan Bayan, who head the technical working groups of the JSCC, welcomed the delegation. The delegates from Zanzibar Revolutionary Government's President's Office for Constitutional, Legal Affairs, and Good Governance was led by Deputy Principal Secretary Mr. Zeh Ali Haji. He was joined by senior officials Dr. Yusuf Suleiman Kalfan and Mr. Ikram Musa Suleiman. Undersecretaries Raul Vasquez and Deo Marco represented the DOJ, while Department of Foreign Affairs Office of Middle East and African Affairs Director Noel Rodriguez also attended the event.
You are now up to date with the Philippine Supreme Court. I am Diphithin D. Tran, Supreme Court Information Officer.